Fighting for truth, justice, strippers, and whiskey. Did I mention strippers?
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, right there.
I'm leaving right after this drink. Rock and roll whiskey and other stories with Brian Shaw.
Cheers. And welcome to episode 35 of I'm Leaving Right After This Drink, Rock and Roll Whiskey and Other Stories. And before we get into it tonight, my friends, because I'm telling you, I am still excited. I'm still on this high, I think, from the Rock and Roll Road Trip 2026 that just took place over the last 4 or 5 days. But first, let me just say, as I always do, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and supporting the podcast any way you do. And remember, you can always buy myself or Tits McGee a shot of whiskey just by scanning that barcode. That's right. Go straight to my Venmo account, and trust me, most likely she'll end up getting that shot of whiskey before me. You know what I'm saying? So be nice to her. So here we are. It was 5 days, 7 bands, and seeing those 7 bands is over, of course, of 3 days, but it was amazing. And it was my own rock and roll road trip. It was nothing special other than the fact that I got to see Dark Chapel, Zach Sabbath, Black Label Society, Rock City Machine Company, Brother Kane, and a honky tonk band that featured a bunch of, and dare I say, old dudes. I don't really like saying old dudes because, they're really not, because you can tell by playing their instruments is keeping them young. But these guys were some good old country boys who have played with probably every damn real country legend that you could think of. We'll get into more of that. And then the 7th band was just a band that opened up for Brother Kane and Rock City Machine Company, a group of kids, and I can't think of their name. It slips me right now. I think they were the Photonics or something like that. And those kids were good. I think those kids, when Damon Johnson from Brother Kane was on stage, I think he said those guys were only 14 or 15 years old, which is absolutely insane. But it was cool to see those guys. Those guys even did a Zeppelin cover, which was pretty wild. So, no pun intended on that one, by the way. So where do we begin? How about Wednesday, when we actually started this road trip to Atlanta, Georgia? We're going to go see on Thursday night, Dark Chapel, Zach Sabbath, Black Label Society. But we decided we were going to hang out there for a couple days. So we ended up meeting up with a friend of ours named Steve. And we meet somewhere in Atlanta. Couldn't tell you where, other than I know the name of the place is called the Hobnob. It's a pretty cool place. Plenty of bourbon and whiskey on the wall, which was, dude, we're in, right? Myself, Tits McGee, we both love some bourbon and whiskey, so there we were. And we got there about an hour or so before Steve, which means we put away about 3 drinks. But he was certainly very capable of catching up to us really fast when he got there. And I'm only telling you this part of the story because it was actually very funny as the night progressed and the more booze that we drank, the funnier the conversations got, which is kind of typical. So as we're sitting there, we're kind of pounding our drinks. I think it was Buffalo Trace. Steve was drinking beers. Tits McGee, she had Buffalo Trace also, but started out with a couple of with an old fashioned with some other kind of whiskey in it. I don't really know. It doesn't really matter. Not really part of the story. I'm just throwing it out there because I like Buffalo Trace. So as the night progressed, as I mentioned, it gets into topics like, did we really go to space? We went towards the moon. We didn't go to the moon. Still seems a little strange to me. I mean, listen, I'm not saying, but I'm saying, April Fool's on us from NASA. Who knows, right? But this is where the conversation goes by the end of the night is really? Did they go? I don't know. When you say you went towards the moon, I don't know. It just seems a little weird. Now, I will admit I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, but listen, why are we going towards the moon and not going to the moon again, right? I mean, that's kind of like me driving to a titty joint and just sitting in the parking lot. What's the fucking point of that? Anyhow, so that conversation happens, which we never really had an answer to it, but we started asking other people around us, do you think we went? And some said, meh. Some of them said, Yeah. Some of them said, nah. But there was a lot of, not really sure kind of answers going on. And when I say a lot of people, I mean like 3. So we were shutting it down at that point. And then we managed to go across the street to this Mexican place to close out our evening. Now, by this point, it's about 11. Now, Tits McGee and myself had started drinking at about 4:30. So we're feeling pretty good. And yeah, somehow or another, still can't even tell you how we got on this topic. But somehow we got on this topic about if a chick wanted to hit you in the balls, would you let her? Or, like, I don't even know how it happened. But then our buddy Steve was like, I'll ask these chicks. And these were the 2 girls, the bartender from the last place we were at, and one of her friends, I guess, or another person that she knew that was there. And they came over because we were like, hey, come over and have a drink with us. And so they did. And I think they regretted it shortly thereafter. So as we're sitting there and we're laughing our asses off about this topic, and we're like, well, maybe we should ask those girls what they would do. And I'm not kidding. Steve's like, I got this. And he says to them, hey, if a guy wanted you to hit him in the balls, would you? And I am not kidding. The look on their face was of pure horror. And the one girl was kind of like, no, I don't think so. I mean, like, wouldn't that hurt? And it's like, no. If he wanted you to do it, like, he enjoyed it. And it was kind of like, I don't really know. She was very hesitant. The other girl was kind of like, probably not. And meantime, I'm thinking, listen, I don't know if either one of these girls have ever seen a pair of balls, but that's a whole nother story. Not that there's anything wrong with that for you Seinfeld fans. So yeah, and then pretty fast after that answer was, hey, we're going to move down here now. And then they managed to scoot down a little further where they were not really associating themselves with us. And we finished our drinks and we all headed out. So that was night number 1. Night number 2, surprisingly enough, wasn't hungover the next day. So that was a good thing. So we decide we're going to venture out. We're doing the meet and greet with Black Label. So, and I've done this one before. Met Zach a few times. Met Zach a number of times. Previous when I was working in radio and stuff. And I've always known Zach's a super cool dude. And again, Tits McGee, huge fan of Zach Wilde. And did my hands just do that as I did that? Like, I don't know where that came from, but just ignore that. And so we get downtown Atlanta, a place called the Tabernacle. I don't know if you guys ever been to this venue or not, man. This place is fucking killer. And from what we found out, it like used to be like an old like hospital way back in the day. And then it converted into like this like one of the biggest Baptist churches, I believe, in Atlanta, or maybe even the South at that point, back in the day. And then it became a concert venue somehow. And then Live Nation now has it, and this place was so cool. Sound was incredible in there. Super cool fucking place to see a show. Or for those of you in a band, to play a show. Super fucking cool. So we get in and we do the VIP. And I always love standing in line of like concerts or the VIP line or whatever. You kind of overhear people talking about different things and how much they're a fan of this person or whatever and stuff like that. And that's always kind of amusing because sometimes, and at least from my perspective of being in the radio and music business for a while, you kind of hear stuff and you go, yeah, that's not really true, but I'm not going to say anything. So anyhow, we get in, VIP starts to happen, and we've got you get one thing for him to sign or whatever. You get your picture, you get this really cool like Black Label Society patch and this awesome Engines Demolition poster signed and whatever, man. These are super cool items, and it's super cheap, man. Like Zach's not one of these guys that's doing this fucking $500, $600, $700 fucking meet and greet, man. His meet and greet's like $100, $125, I think is what I paid for these, and totally worth it. Dude's super cool, and I managed to get this new piece of art here in here signed by Zach, and it's a picture that I think I took, but I could be mistaken. because it was so long ago. It was 30 years ago that picture was taken. I'll put it up here on the screen so you guys can get a better shot of it. But this is when he came to Roanoke, Virginia for us, and I think 1997, and on the Book of Shadows album. We did a show with him, and the place was packed. It was sold out, like 2,000 people. We treated him like the rock star that he was. We got him a limo everywhere. He stayed in the fucking nicest hotel in Roanoke, Virginia, which I think was like the Hotel Roanoke or something, and that could have changed by now. But at that time, it was the king shit of hotels. And that photo right there, man, was fucking such a cool picture. I'm like, you know what, man, I'm gonna have him sign that. And he did. And even when I unrolled the poster in front of him, he was like, whoa. It's like, oh yeah. And I was kind of telling him about, where the picture was from and stuff. And he worked, he pulls out his camera and takes a shot of it, and I'm like, damn, that was pretty fucking cool, What's he gonna do with it? Who knows? Probably send it to his wife and be like, hey, remember when I used to look like that? So who knows, man? Or hey, remember when I used to wear those red crazy pants? Like, yeah, pretty wild, man. But it was a very cool thing. Tits McGee gets her picture from a previous meet and greet signed by him. And they had a pretty cool, conversation about, JD punching him on Zach's Instagram. So that was pretty funny. But, things were super cool. JD signed an old photo from when I was out in Phoenix at the radio station and met him. And all in all, man, it was just super fun. The people backstage, his crew, like the fans, everybody was, just this super cool thing. And to meet and talk to some of those other Zach fans and Black Label fans is really cool. Dark Chapel, man, was so good live. And I actually liked them live better than I do on the record. And the record I do dig, but it's definitely, a show that you should see them, perform live. And before I forget, by the way, Zach's merchandise is like Metallica. The guy's got a whole fucking wall full of shit. There's got to be 75 items up there, man. It's crazy. T-shirts, hoodies, stickers, hats, fucking you name it, it's up there in different colors, everything, man. It's wild. Keep saying it's wild, and I'm not even trying to do that. So his band plays, his drummer in Dark Chapel's fucking killer. This guy was just like super excited. It's full of energy, man. Even off to the side when he was watching like Zach Sabbath and Black Label, you could see him just enjoying the shit out of, sitting on the side of the stage and watching these guys. And you really don't see that much like stuff like that anymore. And that was super cool to see that. And then Zach Sabbath comes out, does like 6 songs. I think they did Children of the Grave, NIB, Snowblind, Fairies Wear Boots, and War Pigs. And super fucking cool. Zach's running around. He at the end, he comes down in the crowd playing his guitar. And it was just an amazing experience. As I don't know how many times this has been now for me to see Zach or Black Label, man, but it's definitely getting up there at this point. And then Black Label comes on, and dude just blew the doors off the place. And it's so killer to watch these guys, and it's cool too because JD and I think Jeff, the drummer, they're both playing as his bassist and drummer in Zach Sabbath, and then they all 4 come back out and do the Black Label thing at the end. So that show was fucking killer. And then that was that. Friday morning, man. Friday we head up to Nashville, and because Saturday we're going to check out Brother Kane and my friends in the Rock City Machine Company as they were opening up that show. And then again, I believe that band was called the Photonics. So don't hold me to that because I can't quite remember. But these young kids, man, definitely got a music career ahead of them, man. They were pretty fucking good. So yeah, dude. So Friday, man, we end up hanging out with my friend Ryan, and I thought we were really going to be like hanging out for like an hour because like I knew he had a packed schedule with the shows and different stuff that he's got going on. And we end up sitting at at this place around the corner from his house, man, just drinking and telling stories, shooting the shit, catching up, man. Me and him have been friends almost 30 years now, which is another crazy thing to think about. But he starts talking about some different things that he's got going on, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? I didn't know any of this shit. And that was pretty funny. Then we're like, hey, get us a couple shots of Jack, and the next thing you know, booze is going there. We're drinking, I was drinking beers by that point, and or I should say I started out drinking a nice little ice cold Budweiser beer. And then there's like, oh, I'll take a shot of Jack. And then we're just kind of, doing shots of Jack. We're all hanging out, having a great time. Myself, my friend Ryan, Tits McGee. We're just enjoying a Friday night as, I forgot to mention. Before that, that's when we saw the honky tonk guys. Jesus, I'm sorry I'm all over the fucking road, man. I got a little ADD going on tonight. I've been drinking. Like, I'm just fucking A, man. I'm just stoked. The honky tonk band. Dude, so good. So effing good. My buddy Jeremy, he's a tour bus driver. He lives in Nashville. His dad's been a tour bus driver and knows all these people and all this shit. He plays steel guitar, and his dad was fucking killing it. It was great. By the way, this episode's going to run a little longer than 20 minutes, just a heads up. So, yeah, man, like it was so fucking cool to watch these guys. And it was funny because my buddy Jeremy's on the phone. He's like, listen, man, like you're going to see some real honky tonk going on. I was like, yeah, dude, we're down. Like, fuck yeah, we're in Nashville. Fucking honky tonk it up, right? And watching his dad play the steel guitar was so fucking cool. All these guys, man, are such talented musicians. I'm like, hey, Jeremy, who do those guys play with or what have you? He's like, oh, that guy played for Merle Haggard and that guy did this. And you're just like, oh, so like pretty much all the legends. Yep. So that was fucking awesome. And we even got to see, some of you may know who this is, some of you may not, but Engelbert Humperdinck's granddaughter sang with this band. And she's like 18 or 19 years old and has got a set of pipes that was amazing. And so we spent a little bit of time down there checking that out, and then we went our separate ways. We went with my buddy Ryan. Jeremy does his thing with his friends and shit like that. And we were like, dude, we'll see you tomorrow night at the show. So like I said, then we start doing our fucking drinking with Ryan and shit like that. And that, again, everybody's glued to the TV as the astronauts are coming back in and landing in the ocean. And all I'm going to say is about that is everybody was glued to the TV, and all I could do is look at that and go, that water doesn't even look real. Now, listen, again, I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm just saying it looked weird. Okay. So, and then like me and Tits McGee are just kind of laughing, like, really? Like, we're just, like, we don't, everybody's just so into it. And I'm like, I'm not even that into it. Like, am I watching History in the Making? I guess. Anyhow. So we managed to tie one on Friday night. And again, shockingly enough, not hungover on Saturday. Like I'm telling you, man, somebody was looking over me on this weekend because, dude, normally I'd probably have been feeling pretty shitty the next day on both of these accounts, but not this time. So yeah, man. So we hang out with Ryan. We get, a little, just a smidge, feeling good. And then it's time for the big rock show on Saturday night, and ended up at a rooftop bar on Saturday afternoon and hung out with another friend of ours. That was pretty cool, and a beautiful afternoon in downtown Nashville to go down and just hang out, have another couple more drinks, some food, do a little high-falutin in Nashville on the rooftop bar at this fancy hotel. So that was pretty awesome. Then big rock show time. And we head down to the basement east, and we're trying to figure out, like, hey, is there any place we can go just to get like just something to eat, just to kind of hold us over? We're looking around, we can't really find anything, and then we find this place next door to the basement east called the Lakeside Lounge or something like that. And we walked in and we're like, you probably don't want to get anything to eat here. Again, they probably got great fucking food. Who knows? But we didn't eat. We drank again. So that was nice. And as we're just chilling before the show, here comes Ryan and the Rock City Machine Company guys come walking in, and we're like, hey, what's up? And so we managed to hang out and talk a bit more. And again, man, just shooting the shit and having a good old time before the show. And then it's showtime. And man, those guys in the Rock City Machine Company, dude, they fucking killed it. They did an amazing job. And, again, I know I'm probably a little bit biased, but if you guys have not checked them out, you should definitely do so. You can check them out on YouTube. I'll put the link in the description. And you can check those guys out. They got a few songs on YouTube, but the whole album's not up there. And then Brother Kane came on, dude. And I've been looking forward to seeing Brother Kane for a long fucking time. Because I saw them back in the day, like early 90s, I guess, when that first album came out. I saw them play in the parking lot of when KC95 used to have a restaurant in St. Louis. that got rained out. I got to see like maybe 1 or 2 songs. They called the show. Then they came back, and I believe they opened up for Slash. And we almost didn't see a full show that night because that was right after the riot happened with Guns N' Roses in St. Louis. And I think there was like a fight going on down in the front from the same biker guys that started the riot. And Damon was like, listen, if you guys don't knock it the fuck off, we're just going to call it. Well, they stopped, thank God. So I got to see a cool show from Brother Kane that time. And I interviewed Damon once on my internet radio station. He was such a cool dude, man. And, you know, and Damon's done everything from Leonard Skinner to Alice Cooper. He's done his own country thing. Like, he's just a super awesome musician. And Brother Kane comes out, dude, and just was amazing. I can't even talk about how good they were. Damon's voice sounds incredibly good. And the band was just knocking it out of the park. I believe a couple of the original guys are back in Brother Kane. And the new record comes out, I believe, a week or this coming Friday, maybe. So by the time you see this, it'll probably be out. And they played like 6 songs from that record, and it was smoking, dude. It was so good. I'm so looking forward to that album when it comes out this week. And then, how awesome is this? My buddy Ryan's actually going to be playing guitar in Brother Kane. So that's pretty fucking awesome. And I'm super excited for him to get that gig for a while. And, you know, I'm like, dude, your energy on stage is going to match this fucking band. It's going to be such a cool thing. And hopefully I'll get to take another rock and roll road trip and go see those guys somewhere on the road. And see that show. But dude, it was just all in all such a killer fucking weekend. The miles traveled was so worth it, man. So worth it. And you know, just the experience, the seeing the shows, man, everything. Like, you know, I know we sit here sometimes and we think, dude, maybe we shouldn't do it. Should I buy this? Should I not do this? Yeah, buy the fucking tickets, do the road trip, do the flight, whatever it is, man. You should definitely do so, because fucking just being out in that music environment, people watching, just enjoying the fucking moment, you just can't beat it, man. It is so fucking awesome to do. I love seeing shows. I don't care if I've seen them once before or 10 times before. I just enjoy being out and about in that concert and seeing live shows and bands and hitting a dive bar or 2 along the way. Fuck yeah. So with that being said, we'll wrap it up tonight. Again, I went a little longer than 20 minutes tonight. I try not to, but dude, there was so much to cram in to one episode. And I didn't even get to talk about going to see Testament before I left for the big rock show like a week and a half ago. But just side note, those guys fucking brought down the house at Janus Live a couple of weeks ago. And so yeah, here we are. Oh, and now I'm thinking about like, damn, dude. Do I buy this fucking new guitar amp now? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm all fucking crazy with my shit right now. Anyhow, man, like I said, get out, see the live bands, buy the fucking tickets, go to the show, enjoy yourself, and cheers. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. You dig?
God bless the internet.